GPT classes will be taking care of your learning, your interviews, your survival, and the best thing, your core deep inside knowledge. So welcome everyone to the free webinar for SAP MM at GPT classes. Okay, so as I told you, GPT classes is a Gurpreet professional training classes. Okay, run by Gurpreet Kaur. And here we are going to give you the direct learning from the business point of view with your real life examples. Okay, so whether it would be very complex concept or whether it going to be any master data concept, we are going to explain you each and everything with the real world analogies. Okay, so when we talk about the hands-on experience, okay, so we are not just giving you only 1 month server or 2 month server, 3 month servers. We are here giving you the 8 month server access for ECC, S4HANA 2022 and S4HANA 2023. Okay, what is SAP, what is ECC, what is S4HANA, we'll cover in our demo in the later stages. Okay, but at GPT classes, we are just going to focus on your learning, and that is why we are not focusing on completing the course. Instead, we focus how much you have learned and is the concept clear to you guys or not. So basically, we are going to progress at your pace. Okay, if you feel comfortable and you feel that yes, the picture or the concept is clear to us, then only we'll be moving forward in our SAP learnings. Okay, in the next month we are also going to launch the 2025 version trainings also or a learning also. Okay, but for this one, as of now, this month we are going to start with the 2023 and 2025 is already on the go. Okay, so now what is SAP? So before I talk about SAP, can I know from you guys what do we mean by the ERP? What is ERP?
Enterprise resource planning.
Enterprise resource planning. Okay, and what does the enterprise resource planning do actually?
As far as I'm aware, it's consolidation of the data at a one single platform so that it's easy for the top management to get the data. As far as I'm aware of, I might be wrong, but it's about consolidating the data at a place using the ERP and which is accessible to the top management at a given real time.
Okay, so in the same way, guys, like when we're talking about any ERP system, so ERP is there to organize the 4Ms. Okay, what are the 4Ms? Can any one of you can tell, or one by one? One person with one M.
Material.
SAP SD.
SAP SD is a module.
Okay.
I'm talking about the 4Ms in an organization. For which
Inventory.
inventory, okay, that comes under material.
Okay.
Method.
Method, you can say. Okay, method can be considered as a machine.
Yeah, machine.
Okay.
Manpower.
Manpower. Excellent, Akshay. Anuja, Anusha, Mohit. Mohit, you have already given me material as answer. Arushi.
Tools.
Tools. Okay, that again comes under your machine.
Okay.
So we have 4. The first one is money, material, machine, and manpower. Without these 4M, no organization can survive. Okay, and for organizing the data for all 4Ms, ERP is going to be the solution, which is organizing all the data, all the things related to the organization, okay, which help them for the forecasting, or you can say for analyzing and all these things. Okay, so in market we have multiple ERP tools available. Okay, like one of you have used Tally. So Tally is also an ERP. But the thing is, it is only there with finance, purchasing and billing as of now. Okay, we have Oracle ERP in the market. Okay, we have Salesforce in the market. Okay, we have Omniflow, we have Manhattan, we have Ramsys. Likewise, we have multiple ERPs in the market. And in the same way, there is one more ERP in the market, which is SAP. Okay, now what is SAP? SAP is a system application and products in data processing, and this is going to be recognized globally in the market in 1972 by 5 ex-IBM employees, and it is a German product. Okay, means in Germany they have created this SAP. Okay, so when it comes to the SAP, what are the major things are going to be there within SAP which makes it the world's most reliable ERP? Because in the world right now more than 62% of the global ERP market has been captured by SAP itself. So what would be the reason? If we have multiple ERPs and other ERPs are too cheap, if we talk in terms or compare in terms of the cost, and SAP is the biggest or the only ERP in the market which is the costliest tool, but still why this is the favorite for?
It is globally recognized
Yeah,
and
this is
adopted.
globally recognized. Yes, Shalini, correct. Yes, languages, I agree. Anyone else? Uma?
It's a more structured ERP system.
More structured ERP system. I agree. When we are talking about more structured, means all of the departments are there.
Yeah.
So I do agree with your statement. Ramanuj,
And security as well.
security, right? Yes, different modules in one, Shalini, right? So when we are talking about why it is becoming the most popular ERP in the world, the reason first is integration. The biggest advantage is integration, and integration is not only within the organization with the help of multiple modules. SAP nowadays is going to upgrade itself day by day. It is upgrading as per the market requirement, as per the technologies, as per the integrations. Okay, so if we talk about the technology, so SAP has updated himself with AI and ML. Okay, with artificial intelligence and machine learning is already integrated in SAP, and SAP has its own AI tool as SAP Joule, which they have introduced in S/4HANA 2025 version. Okay, the another thing, integration among all the departments in the organization. So whenever we are talking about all the participation, all the departments, okay, so whether you talk about name any department, the SAP is having the solution for that department. Okay, and that is why it is called the highly integrated software. So whether you talk about plant maintenance, whether you talk about project management, whether you talk about project system, whether you talk about warehouse, quality management, material, inventory, purchasing, sales, finance, costing. Okay, each and every department is already integrated. Okay, that is not the only thing. The major integration part comes when we are talking with the third party tools, when we have other ERPs as well. Okay, an organization is not only going to be depend with a single ERP. They must be having multiple ERPs available with them. Okay, so SAP has a power, and has a thing in which they can integrate themselves with the third-party tools as well. Now, this is about within the organization. SAP is also capable of integrating the systems with the third-party systems as well, like with your vendors, customers. If I want to talk to your system directly, I can connect with my system. So our system is going to have conversations. They are going to connect with each other. They are going to have the transmissions. Okay, so that is what SAP has made it. That's why it becomes the most lovable ERP in the market. Okay, so if I talk about more when I talk about the AI, so is AI is going to harm your consultant jobs, or is there any threat to the consultant jobs? Is there a question from anyone?
Yes.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Mohit?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Basically, if we are consulting someone, but then he should be able to, also accept the consultancy that we are providing. If he's rigid to the consultancy and the market, then how will the consultant's job survive?
So, yeah, I just want to hear these kind of questions from the side. If anyone is having any kind of a concern related to AI, please, I'm happy to answer you. That's a great question. I appreciate it.
Sir, it was not audible.
We are talking about Anusha that about the AI that S4 HANA 2025 version has integrated itself with AI. Okay, and they have launched their AI tool as SAP Joule. Okay, so how many of you are thinking that AI can be threatened to the consultancy world, or there is a job threat maybe for the consultants? So, do anyone think, or do anyone have a questions? Yakshay, please.
Yeah, I have a question regarding that.
Yeah,
Like,
please.
yeah, like how AI will reshape our career, or will it automate most of the consultant working jobs?
Okay, great. Okay, so I will tell you. See, AI is not going to replace the consultants. Okay, AI is there to support the business, and AI is there to help the business. Okay, how things are going to help you. The consultants are not going to be replaced. See, who is going to implement the SAP in the organization, whether it's 2025 version or anything. Is AI is going to implement it? No, only consultants. If end user is facing any issue or there is some bug or any new development is required, then who is going to resolve it or who is going to develop it? Is it AI? No, again, the consultants. AI is going to help the business in terms of the automation. Okay, so it can be said that for end users, it is going to help them, but it is not a threat to the consultants. For each and everything, consultants are the one who is going whether to implement or to support. We have two types of a consultants. Okay, whether a consultant who is supporting the system or a consultant who is implementing the system. Okay, so in both the cases, the AI is not going to harm the consultant's life or the consultant's life.
Madam.
Okay, so is my thing is clear, Mohit? Akshay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So see, this is the major part of the integration why SAP is the biggest approach for everyone to be their ERP. Now the second one is the transparency. Transparency in the way like whatever transaction you are performing in the system is going to be visible in all the departments, and anyone can see this from any part of the world. If you are sitting in US, you can trace it, you can check it. Okay, if you want to see any reporting, okay, you can check it. Okay, so a transparency can be said means it is not going to be if you are only in the office, you can see that. Okay, if you are making any adjustments, if you are canceling any entry, you are deleting any entry, all the things get traced in SAP. Who has changed the entry, who has deleted the entry, okay, who has reversed the entry, who has made the adjustments, that all is going to be tracked. And that is why this is the transparent software. Okay, and the biggest advantage is it's the UI. Its user interface. Earlier, the SAP is going to have only the GUI version. Okay, let me take you to the system. Okay, so let me open it once again.
Sir,
Yeah.
as a finance commerce background, how it will be helpful for me in this MM project, SAP MM?
See, you are working in finance as an end user. Okay, and if I talk about the finance, then finance person is already having all the knowledge about where the transactions are moving in terms of the finance activities. If I am purchasing any material, then which GL accounts are going to trigger? Okay, and if I am consuming it, then in which particular account the consumption should trigger? Okay, so finance guys are already aware of these things. When it comes to the MM part, you'll be more focusing on the purchasing, how the purchasing is going to be made, how the inventory is going to be managed. So all these things come under MM.
So will we be learning the movement types? Then you have BOM, bill of material, and all that things.
See, these are the business processes, and I will say a best consultant is a person who knows the business process more than the configuration. Okay, so
So
here
will you be learning the movement types in this movement types?
yes, we are going to tell, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not only going to tell you the numbers like 101 is for the PO, 201 is for the
Yeah.
goods issue. Okay, I'll be
Stock
telling you
transfer.
that which all movement types are going to be used when it comes to the goods receipt with respect to purchase order.
Okay,
How
sir.
you are going to differentiate the movement types, okay, or how you are going to understand that if someone says about any particular movement type, then how you can recall it, what type of a movement type is it. If I'm asking you what about 343 movement type, okay, so with the initial number only itself you can understand this is a transfer posting. Now transfer posting in what way? Is it blocked to unrestricted or is it from quality to unrestricted? Okay, so how we are going as a consultant, how our mind should be developed from the consulting point of view. At GPT classes, we are going to make it. Okay, so that's why I said that we are not only giving you the learning part, we are making you or we are transforming you into the consultant. How sharply the consultants will play the role. Okay, so if a normal student is going to be taken a training and went into the organization, he took at least 4 to 5 years to become a consultant. And here at GPT classes, I'm giving you the knowledge of that level that even if you get enter into the organization, you already have the knowledge of up to 4 to 5 years consultant. Okay, so I'm making you equal to a person who has already worked on SAP from last 4 or 5 years. Okay, the only game is not all about the transaction codes, is not all about the theory, it's not about the somewhat configuration, it's all about how you are going to provide the solution to the customer. And nowadays organizations are only hiring those persons who are going to help them to provide the solutions, not the T codes. If any one of you might have been gone through a consultant interview in a recent month or a recent days, okay, then you might have faced the same kind of a difficulty. The interviewers are
Sir,
not
there is a
asking.
network issue with me, so I'm not able to hear your voice.
Is it with everyone or
Yes, sir. It is coming very low. It's coming very low, sir.
is it coming very low? Just a second.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, so now it's proper. Yeah.
Hello. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm saying that when we are talking about the interviews, okay, or when we are talking about the questions which they are asking right now, means why and how business or the companies are hiring the consultants. They are not just going through your T code knowledge and your configuration knowledge. They are looking for your business knowledge, okay, in which scenario, how you are going to provide the solution or how you are going to implement the system. Okay, so if we are only learning the T codes and the configuration, you'll be facing a lot of difficulty while hiring. Okay, what are the challenges you are faced? Okay, or what are the changes you may face? Or what are the differences between ECC and S4 HANA? So these are the common questions nowadays which are coming. Okay, so if you want to clear your interviews, if you want to make an impression in your first organization that yes, this consultant is an asset to this organization, okay, then you have to be more stronger from the consulting point of view rather than from a learner point of view. Okay, so whenever I'm talking to you regarding SAP MM, or when we are talking about the business process. So here we are not only learning that with the help of OMJJ we can create a movement type, okay, or we are going to tell you that with the help of a implementation guide we can create the document types. This we will learn, but we will also learn in which situation we are going to suggest customer whether a custom thing is required or you can perform it with the help of standard SAP. Okay, so here we are going to learn about the complete implementation methodology approach. Okay, like what is fit to standard, what is a clean core technology, okay, what is gap analysis, okay, how we can convert the gap into fit, means the thing which is not available in standard
It
SAP.
was not audible.
Is it still with everyone?
No, no, I'm able to hear.
Okay. Is anyone else also facing the issue? Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope now the voice is more clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we'll be talking about the learnings and about the business realities. Okay, about how the companies are hiring and what they are looking for. Okay, so here we'll be learning the more things what is going to be there in SAP. Okay, so whether we are talking about the purchasing activities, whether we are talking about the inventory, whether we are talking about the invoice verification, whether we are talking about the pricings, okay, or the output determinations. So along with that, we are also going to learn in which situation what solution is going to be done. Okay, so if you are going to understand, like we have the different scenarios, special procurement type scenarios. Okay, we have subcontracting scenario, we have the SGO scenario. But nowadays there are a term or there are a situation when you are using both of the process at the same time. Means within STO you are using the subcontracting, or within subcontracting you are using or you are doing it with help of a STO. Means intercompany or intra-company purchases. Okay, so I don't want to get into the more detail or a technical thing. It's going to be, I just want today we can go with the more with the flow of understanding how we are going to cover the SAP and SAP MM. Okay, and what would be our future in SAP. Okay, so if you are only wants to learn the T codes and theory, then I think I may be helpful for you, but I'll be more explanatory in the things. Okay, I'll be making more concepts clear to you. I'll be deep diving in every topic. Okay, I have a clear vision on my mind that if I'm even talking to you about the fundamentals, okay, then you should be clear about what is SAP landscape, how the TR is going to work. Okay, what is the implementation methodology nowadays in S4HANA we are using, or what was the implementation methodology which SAP was using during ECC implementation. Okay, so if I'm talking about the fundamentals, then everything in the fundamentals should be clear to you. Okay, if I'm talking to you about enterprise structure, about the configuration like for company code, plant code, storage location, okay, then why it needs to be created and how we are going to decide whether it is going to be created as a plant or a company code. Now, what is a company code and what is a plant? Can anybody tell me?
Like warehousing, you want to say?
Okay.
Company code will be having like only one company code for whole entire company, and plant there will be many plants under the company.
Okay. Plant is an organizational unit, right? Shaleen?
Plant, or maybe you can say plant is something like you have SEZ, right? Special economic zone. So maybe the plant is in some SEZ area or some an industrial
Right.
area wherein, sorry?
Right.
Yeah, so it can be like that as well.
Okay. Anyone else? So when we are talking about the company code, I just want to tell you, Akshay, okay, company code is a thing where a balance sheet needs to be created. Where a balance sheet, we are preparing a balance sheet. Okay, so it is not only like there is only one company code for an entire company. If we talk about Tata, okay, we have different companies under Tata. We have Tata Steel, Tata Motors, we have Tanishq, Titan, we have Aerospace, we have Tata Defense also. Okay, we have multiple companies under Tata, and every organization is going to have their own separate balance sheet. Okay, so we differentiate the company codes with the balance sheet. And when we are talking about the plants, so a plant can be a manufacturing unit. It may be in NSCZ or it may be out of NSCZ or in the industrial area. Okay, a corporate office, a headquarter or a office where we are performing the operations like sales, procurement, we are okay, or we are evaluating the stock. The valuation of our stock is going to be done at a plant level where we are valuating our complete stock. That is also going to be at plant level. So there are multiple things or parameters basis on which we are going to suggest a client whether you can go with a company code or a plant code, or even you can go with a customer code instead of plant. So there are situations when we have to first listen the requirement, and basis on the requirement we have to suggest them. Okay, we don't have to work blindly. Like the client is saying create 5 plants and I'm going to say okay, just send me the details, I'll create it. No, we have to understand why we need 5 plant codes. So there are multiple times when you have to think twice before give a solution. Okay. So whenever I'm talking about ECC, S4HANA, ECC, what is this actually? ECC was the older version which SAP is going to depreciate the services from 31st December 2027. Means in the after next 2 years, SAP is going to depreciate the services. Okay, and for the next 3 years, means from 2028 to 31st December 2030, SAP is going to provide the service for ECC but at a very higher price. Okay, and why they are giving the services at a higher price? Earlier, they have taken a decision to stop the services for ECC, but there are still many organizations, those who are still at ECC. Okay, so SAP wants to move them to S4HANA, which is the latest version of SAP. Okay, although S4HANA is launched in 2015, but till 2015 to 2025, SAP has launched 11 different versions of S4HANA. Okay, and what is the biggest difference between ECC and S4HANA? Can anybody tell me? Anyone? The biggest difference between ECC and S4HANA? I think Anusha, you are trying to say something.
No, sir, nothing.
Okay. So the biggest difference between ECC and S4HANA is the database. Till ECC, SAP uses any database, whether it's Oracle, DB2, MaxDB. Okay. But in S4HANA, before S4HANA, SAP has launched their own database, which is HANA database. And S4HANA is going to work only on HANA database, not on any other databases. What is a database? Database is actually a server which is storing all the details and all the data of your organization. Okay. So that is why even the name of S4HANA is going to be your SAP, or I will say the Business Suite 4 for HANA database. That is the full form of S4HANA. Business Suite 4 for HANA database. And what is GCC? Do anyone knows? What is SAP ECC? SAP ECC is going to be SAP Enterprise Central Component. Okay. And before ECC, SAP was having 3 versions earlier, like R1, then R2, then R3. And after R3, they came up with ECC. And after ECC, they came up with S4HANA. Okay. So just right now, I told you about the S4HANA 11 different versions. Can anybody tell me what are the different versions? Can anyone name any version name of S4HANA? Akshay, Ramakrishna, Neha, Mahesh, Sami, Tanuja, Shalini, Arushi.
So I mean, you're talking about the previous versions which were there. I mean, the latest.
Anyone, S4HANA, any version from
I mean,
2015 to 2025.
There used like he used to say something like 1610 or like
Right.
then he had 1909. I'm aware about
1511.
Right.
I'm aware about 1610 and 1909. That is what I used to hear from my father, like when he was
Okay.
working.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, S4HANA got introduced in 2015 with 1510 version. and at that time we call it as simple finance and simple logistics. Okay, after 1510 they have launched 1610. Now what is 1510, 1610, 1709, 1909? What is this? So the first two digits are going to be the representing the year. Like in 1510, 15 is the year 2015, whereas the last two digits are representing the month, in which year and month they have launched the version. For example, if we are talking about 1510 means in 2015 October, they have launched the 1510 version. Similarly, if we talk about the 1709 or 1909, they have launched it in month of September. Okay. Similarly, last year they have launched 2025 version. Is anyone aware of the version number or when they have launched the version? S400 2025. It is 2510. Means October 2025 they have launched the S400 2025 version. Okay. So we are going to work with three servers as of now. Okay, the 2023, the 2022, and ECC. So at GPT classes, you will get three servers for 8 months for your practice, for your hands-on experience. And why ECC? When we are saying, or when I am telling you that SAP is going to depreciate their services for ECC, then why I am focusing on ECC and why I am going to tell you about ECC? Anyone? Is this question came to anyone's mind? Why we are talking about ECC? If everyone is going to switch on S4 HANA, every organization is moving towards S4 HANA, or they are implementing or upgrading to S4 HANA, then why we are talking about ECC? Anyone having any clue?
Why? Because means most of the companies are not yet moved to S4HANA. They are currently working on ECC.
Right. So why we are going to learn about ECC? That is my point.
Maybe it gives real data or in real time.
Okay, nice attempt. I appreciate it, Dev. Okay, so guys, how many of you have uh, ever used a multimedia phone, which was there in early 2000?
Like BlackBerry or something?
BlackBerry, or we have the Samsung Galaxy, or even not even Samsung Galaxy comes up with an Android. Sorry, it was having like we have some Fly or Nokia N72, Nokia 6600. Okay, so if I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between a multimedia phone and an Android or an iOS phone? So if you have never used a multimedia phone, can you explain me the difference? Any one of you, can you explain me? If I'm going to ask you the difference between a multimedia and an Android, or a multimedia and a iOS phone, can you explain me? So to be very simple, if you are not able to access it, if you have never touched it or you have never used a multimedia phone, you cannot explain me a difference. You can tell me what is there in Android phone or what is there in iOS phone, right? How many of you agree with me? Let's make this session more interactive. I see there are many, okay, those who are, if you won't able to speak, you can type in the chat. But do anyone agree with me? Am I audible?
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, and that is why I'm going to explain you about ECC as well, because in the interviews, and even if I don't talk to you about interview in real time, when you get into the organizations, what is going to happen when the client who is using ECC, okay, and they will ask you what is the difference between in the S4HANA version, or how you are going to handle it. So you have never seen ECC, you don't know. Okay, if there is someone, okay, like from out of your all of your audience, okay, if I'm going to ask you what is the difference between ECC and S4HANA enterprise structure, what is the difference? Can anybody tell me if someone has seen ECC and S4HANA both, or might be any one of you have taken any training, or maybe you have worked earlier within enterprise structure? There is a difference in ECC and S4HANA.
I think there is no difference between ECC and S4HANA at enterprise level. I think mostly same.
We have. I'm talking to you in terms of configuration part. In configuration we have. So similarly, there are processes. Like if we talk about the business process, like subcontracting. So we have the difference over there as well. If we talk, sorry?
Sir, is subcontracting like a job work or something? Third party?
Yes. Third party is a different scenario, and job work is a different. So yes, subcontracting is a part. You can say job work.
Job work, right? Yeah.
Right.
Like you have in TDS, how you have 194C contract.
Hmm.
So on that basis, you must be having like sort of a job worker thing, if I'm not wrong.
Right. Like you are sending your material to some vendor
Yeah.
for doing
So
some
from
testing.
vendor master and you have that material
Right.
requisition, MR and material requisition, which has been mapped. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the differences? If someone is going to ask me, okay, so we should be aware of all those things from the consulting point of view, from the business point of view, and from the business process point of view as well. Okay, so here we are not just only learning the business processes because we are not doing end user job. So we'll be learning the configurations, the deep inside knowledge about every topic, that why this setting is required, why SAP has made it like this. Okay, and when to execute a particular configuration, when to suggest a particular configuration, how to do the settings in which scenario, what is the condition where we can challenge the customer, sir, this one is not going to work. How we are going to check the feasibility. So all these we are going to learn in our coming sessions. Okay. So my mindset is very clear. Okay. I'm not here just to give you some basic knowledge. Okay. I'm going to make you to give you from basic to advanced. Okay. I want to transform all you guys. I just don't want to change the status from learner to aspirant consultant. No. I want to make you from learner to a master. Okay. And you can become a master only when you have a deep inside knowledge. Whenever, until unless we don't deep dive into every topic or any topic, we cannot become a master. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Okay. This is a generic course overview, which you can see right now in front of your screen. Okay. So here I'm not just going to tell you only this part. We are also going to cover the part which is related to the real world. Okay, which is related to the industry specific. If you are working with an automobile, okay, over there we have a situation handling or we have a material interchangeability. Okay, if you're talking about a microchip company, okay, or a semiconductor industry, how you are going to deal, how your advanced subcontracting and SQ is going to work in those industries. Okay, your material interchangeability is a part of biggest process in an automobile industry. What is material interchangeability? Let me give you a very easy example. Okay, so everyone is going to have their own car. Okay, so have you noticed that after a period, okay, even if the car is same, they are just going to make few changes. Like sometimes they have changed the bumper. Okay, previously we already have the black bumpers in the cars. But now, even if the model is same, now you can have the same color bumper of your car. Okay, the headlights. Okay, earlier we used to have the yellow lights, but now we have the white lights. And even in white lights, we have the other variants. It's a halogen light or it's a normal white light. So these all are the material interchangeability. Means your old material has been replaced by a new material. So how this is going to work in real industry, right? Okay, so we are also going to understand how we are going to write the FS, how we are going to take the requirements and give the requirements to the technical consultant. So all these things we are going to take care. Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Like, if we get into automobile or automotive domain
Right.
in the consulting section, like, do we need to move in that domain in further job changes or like?
No. You're only see the SAP MM is going to be same. The what is the industry difference? Okay, is all about the business processes, how they are going to run. Okay, and as a consultant, we do not learn the every industry business process. Okay, it is not going to be like if I'm moving to the automotive industry, so first I have to take training for that industry and then I can move. No, we'll be learning the SAP MM and how we are going to suggest and how we are going to design the system for them is what we are learning from the client itself. Okay, for this we have an implementation methodology, and in implementation methodology we have a phase explore. During the explore phase, they are going to make us understand how they are processing their purchases, how they are processing or how they are managing their inventory, how they are dealing. So they are going to explain us, and basis on that we are going to give them the solution. Okay, so why we have to become the master? Because we should know what all possibilities are there in a system, how we can move the things. Okay, so you can suggest to them that this can be a thing which you can do through standard only. Okay, like I am talking to you about subcontracting and SEO advanced concept. Okay, so what is this advanced concept? You know about subcontracting. For example, you know about subcontracting, you know about stock transport orders. Okay, but if they need somewhere, they need both of the process. It is nothing you have to take the training. No, you can correlate the situation and suggest them that these two can be clubbed together and this can become a solution to your problem. And that is what a consultant actually do. Okay, so if I talk you about myself,
so do we have stock transfer in this as well? Stock transfer?
Yes, we have stock transfer, STO.
Okay. STO, stock transfer, like plant to plant.
Intercompany and intra-company stock transfer order.
Plant to plant transfer that we have it.
Yes.
Understood.
Plant to plant, company code to company. We are going to have, and we are not only going to show you that how with the help of movement type you are going to make it. No, I'll be showing you the complete configurations from the SD and from the logistic execution side as well, so that you can run your own intercompany STO as well. Or if there is one more process which you call it as a SOPO process. Okay, so right now I can say more than 70% companies are using a SOPO process. So how to deal with that SOPO process, that also I'm going to cover. Okay. So here we are not only going to see what I told you earlier, the only basic things, basic configurations, basic theory and basic T code. Okay, I think you some of you might have worked on the material master. Okay, so just a simple question. Is it possible to assign the internal number range and external number range to a single material type? Means both type of number ranges to a single material type. Is it possible? Okay, so it's not only I'm going to tell you whether it is possible or not. If it is possible, then I'm going to explain you in which situation it is possible and where you are going to suggest to the client that in which situation you can opt for both internal and external to a same material type. So that is what we are going to learn over here at GPT classes. When we can go with internal, when we can go with external, and in which situation we opt for both of the number ranges. How to create the dedicated document types. If I'm going to have the procurement area as my major one, and if I in the interview I say the procurement is my major area, okay, I have a more command on purchasing part in the procurement part. Okay, so what is going to happen if I'm going to ask you tell me how to create a dedicated document type? Or if a client asks you during the implementation, I want a document type which will only create some restricted thing only. For example, only return PO. I want to create a return purchase order only. Then how I'm going to create a dedicated document type? A dedicated document type means except return purchase order, I cannot process any other purchase order, or I cannot create any other purchase order. So this is what all we are going to learn. Okay, so let me take you to the system. Okay, when we are talking about the Fury apps. Now what are the Fury apps? Can anybody tell me what are the Fury apps and why Fury apps are there in S4HANA? Okay, so let's just see. So we'll be giving you ECC, S4HANA 2022 and S4HANA 2023. These three servers we are going to give you for the next 8 months. Okay. The first thing to become a SAP MM consultant, okay, you need zero coding. Okay. No coding is required at all for becoming a consultant or a functional consultant. Okay. Okay. What is going to happen if earlier, when someone is in the higher management, if someone is going to ask me any particular report, okay, so I have to go with the reports, okay, and based on the execution, I can see it in the table format. And then I have to download this. After downloading the report, okay, I will do some pivot or I can do some VLOOKUP, and then based on the results, I'll be changing it to bar graph or pie chart or donut chart, and then I'll be presenting the data to the management. This will take at least 5 days to 1 week. Okay, but this time in S4HANA, SAP has made it very simple for you. And how? With the help of Fury apps. Now, what are Fury apps? Fury apps are those apps which you can handle from your mobile, tablet, laptop, or desktop. Okay, so now there is no need to work on the logon pad only, means on the GUI only. You can work on Fury apps also. So these are the web-based applications. Okay, and in the web-based applications, okay, I will show you the analytical apps. Analytical apps means which is already ready basis on the analysis, on the predefined analysis. Okay. So here you can see in GUI we have a report which is in table form. Okay. Which is going to give the biggest pain to the end users for creating any report. But now for end users, SAP has given a dedicated apps for the analysis, which are based on the KPIs, on the key performance indicators. Okay, and here you can see 10 different datas or applications are already here, like purchase contract, requisitions, okay, order items, spend, requisition item, off contract. So here you can see the detail is in the either in the form of data or indexes or bar graph, donut chart, pointers. And this is not only this. You can even navigate it to the next level. You can further drill down the apps. See, if I want to see the data only, I can see the data. Okay, you can even export this. If you want, you can export this to Excel. Okay, or if you want to see this only in graph, you can see in graph. What type of graph you want, you can even change it. If you want to see in pie chart, you can. And if you want to see the chart and data, okay, and if you want to see the further analysis, so you can see the further analysis as well. So this is the power of Fury. So which one looks more comfortable to you guys? Fury or GUI?
Fury.
Fury.
Fury. Okay, so as a consultant, we are going to tell you that from where you'll identify all these apps, from where you can find all these apps which are available for your particular system, how you can suggest the client that these are the multiple apps. These all things we are going to learn. How to activate these apps in your system. Okay, how your data is moving, how the flexible workflow is working in S4HANA. Okay, so all these things we are going to learn here at GPT classes. Okay, so guys, I think that's all from my side for today. So do you have any doubts or question? The podium is all yours.
So can you share with us the complete PPT and the list and about all the charts, what we are going to learn in the sessions coming ahead and in the MM module?
Yes, definitely. We would love to share you this complete PDF and the recording as well. And also we are going to share you the curriculum for SAP MM.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
So,
for fees and all, you can connect with Ria or Gurpreet ma'am.
okay. And so it's only SAP MM or do you even take other modules as well? Like,
See, we are specialized in MM. We are focusing on MM. Okay. We are not an institute who is dealing in every other module. Okay.
Okay.
So like we have the specialized doctors. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So in the same way, we are the specialized in MM. We are making you masters. Okay. We are not going for the quantity. We are going with the quality. And when we are talking about the pricings, okay,
Hmm.
so as I told you that this month in March we have inaugurated our first offline office in Ghaziabad. Okay,
Okay.
so we have the inaugural price. So the training fees actually was 35,000, which we are offering at the inaugural price of 21,000, and which is applicable only till 31st of March.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a flat discount, and the inaugural price is 21,000.
Okay. Can you just share with us the details on WhatsApp?
Yes, we'll share it on WhatsApp or we will share it on mail.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir. Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah.
Sir,
Anyone
apart
else?
from MM, do you also provide SAP FICO?
Pico, no, we'll be dealing only with MM.
Can others at least we can have a word on WhatsApp if we are all into SAP only FICO module, MM module, SD module, UP module. You have
Sorry,
warehousing, so at least we can be connected on WhatsApp if we are all into SAP world. Like this is just a simple suggestion.
sorry. Can you please come back?
Like if we are into SAP world, so at least we can have a group wherein we can be connected, interconnected with each other. Wherein if we are dealing with different modules, like as she shared right now, FICO module, you have warehousing, you have material management, you have quality control. So at least we can be interlinked with each other somewhere like that.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we have those groups already. Okay, but what we are doing at GPT classes means we are focusing on MM, and that's why we'll be dealing in MM only. Otherwise, we do have the groups, okay, where we can add you guys, and where we have all type of candidates as well with SGPP, QM, FI.
So
Okay,
can you add me on the group? I don't think I am a part of that
okay,
group.
so okay, I will just talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe if you want anything, then I will share you the trainer details, or maybe one on one.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye
Okay.
everyone. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Bye.
And what about like after we get trained? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, after we get trained, like currently I'm working as an end user and I have 3 years of experience.
Mhm.
So after I get trained, do I need to look the jobs as fresher, or like can I get into consultant role as experience?
So in which
MM, material
no,
management,
you are working in MM, but you're working with which organization? If you don't mind,
Accenture,
can you
Accenture.
tell? Accenture.
Yes.
Yeah, we can cover up.
So previously I was working in Concentrix,
We can. It is good to go. We can go ahead.
and my current designation is like procurement practice associate. Like, will that be a problem?
No, it is not going to be a problem.
So I can hired as like I have like 3 years of experience in consultant role, or like
Yes, we'll be showing it like that only.
okay, then what can I expect as in the package section? Like how much I can get?
See, means you already have a 3 years of experience. Okay, so you can expect up to 100% hike. Okay, see, everything depends on the interview. If you have covered your interview more than 80 or 90%, okay, you'll be getting easily, you'll get around 100% hike.
Okay,
Okay, so my vision is to focus on 90% of your interview.
okay,
Okay, my focus is not about giving a generic interview questions like I give you a PDF of 40 questions or 50 questions, which I will ask you to do a ratifications. No, here at GPT classes, we give you a separate sessions for interview preparation, where we are going to cover and clear your concept so that you can answer for the random questions. Okay, so our focus area is to clear the interview with your knowledge, not with a predefined set of questions and answers.
okay. And I will be able to learn all the concepts like
Right? Because I am here just for making you understand about the concepts only.
yeah. Like I can give my 100%.
Yes,
There's no doubt in that. But in the end of the day, like I have to get a job.
definitely. See, once you have the concept, you already know the business, you already have a domain knowledge. Okay, what you have to do, you have to just convert your knowledge with the clarity. The moment you have the clarity, okay, you can definitely grab a job.
Okay, and how will be the placement opportunities in
See, right
GPT?
now, if you are going to start with this batch, with the current batch, okay, so April, May, June. So in August, we have the openings.
Okay,
Okay, so in August, maybe in between, if there are normal hirings, you can apply. Okay, generally, I will ask my students to start apply once we have done with the 60 or 70% course.
okay.
Okay, that is how actually we move.
Mhm. And
Okay,
in
so
these three,
basically, what we do based on your JD also, like we have a separate interview preparation sessions. Okay, and even after that, once your interview is scheduled, so based on the JD also, we will prepare you for the interviews.
okay. And how many hours of daily study and practice required in these 3 4 months?
See, the classes are, if it is on daily basis, it is going to be 1 hour. Okay, if it is a alternate, it is going to be 1.5 hour, and if it is a weekend, then it is going to be 2 hour per class. Okay,
In
besides,
weekend.
yeah, for weekend, it is going to be 2 hour
Okay,
session. Okay, so the major thing you need to work at least on the assignments. Okay,
okay,
so initially take around 1 hour for your practice at least. Okay, so make out some time, 1 hour or 1.5 hour for your practice, apart from your learning.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's why I asked. Yeah.
Okay, and I will suggest you basis on the assignments. Okay, you have to finish your assignments.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, and that will be sufficient. Like every day of 2.5 hours of learning.
yeah,
And I'll be able to cover like as a 3-year experience in consultant role.
yes, you can cover. In my current batches, I have those kind of students only.
And like GPT will provide the assistance, or like we only need to apply in the now to go
No,
after it.
we are going to assist as well. You can
Okay.
connect with Gurpreet ma'am on this phone or not.
Okay.
Yeah, she can give you a complete clarity.
Okay. Yeah, and my only concern is that my designation, like after I get trained or
Designation is not a big deal.
yeah, like consultants will have a like consultant designation,
No,
nothing, no
no
problem.
organization is going to have a consultant designation. Even
Okay.
Accenture do not have. Accenture have the designations like IT analyst, IT operations analyst, senior IT operations analyst. So you are already having a procurement executive,
Yeah,
okay,
associate.
associate. So it is going
Yeah.
to help you.
Like they won't get to know that I'm working in.
Yeah, no, they will not. That will explain you how to deal.
Okay.
So anyone of you, any questions?
Yeah, I joined a bit late, so I would like to know what is the duration of the course.
It is going to be 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
See, whenever we are talking
Daily
about,
basis or
yeah,
weekends?
why I'm saying 3 to 4 months, okay. Reason being, initially I told you guys that I'll be teaching you based on your pace. Okay, if the concept is not clear, we are going to extend it to the next session. Okay, it's not going to be like that on a daily basis I'm going to complete one topic. Okay, so sometimes a one topic may take 2 3 sessions, and sometimes one topic can be cleared in one session itself.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else?
Uh,
Yeah.
just would like to know that what is the impact of AI on these consulting roles? I saw a lot of videos on YouTube. Each member talking about that differently. I would like to know what is the impact, whether it is going to be helpful or it is going to be of impact on job market.
No, it is not at all. It is going to help the business. Okay. The technology is for helping the business. It is not going to depreciate, or it is not going to hamper the life of a consultant. It is for the business purpose only. Okay. And it is used for the automations. Whereas consultant job is to implement, to provide the solution for fixing the bugs. Okay. So it cannot replace a consultant job.
So, what about the support roles? The impact of AI on support roles?
Yes.
Implementation, it is okay. Anyway, they need a consultant role, but what about the support?
So even if we are talking, hello,
Hello.
can you please come again? Sorry.
What about the impact of AI on support roles?
Yeah, when we're talking about the support roles, so here at support roles, actually we worked on the same page as a consultant. See, there is nothing more difference. In an implementation, we are just following a methodology. Okay, whereas in support, we are directly dealing with the troubleshootings, and also if we have any new requirement. Okay, so at that moment, we have the rollouts. We will be working on rollouts like creation of company code, plant code, okay, or will be working on the developments. So it is going to be there. So whether you are a functional consultant or whether you are a support consultant, okay. So in the same scenario, you should be having both kind of a knowledge. Okay. So the support consultants basically provide the day-to-day solutions like troubleshooting. Okay. Whereas the implementation consultant is going to provide the solution based on the design. What is the requirement of the business, and based on the business requirement, you are going to suggest the solution.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So also, Mahesh, it is not like you are going to work as a support consultant only or as an implementation consultant only. It's not in our hand. Once we join any organization, even a fresher person can also get a chance to work in an implementation project.
Yeah.
So he'll be getting position in the project as a shadow consultant or as an associate consultant,
Shadow consultant.
right?
Come
But
again?
sorry,
Sorry, you said shadow consultant, right?
shadow consultant means
Okay.
the helping consultant, associate consultant.
Okay. Who works under a senior consultant?
Yes, who works under a senior consultant. Okay, so even a 4 or 5 years experienced person can work on a support project, and it is equally possible that a fresher can also work in implementation project. Okay, so we have to ready for both type of projects.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. See, you cannot say to a HR, no, I can only work for a support project. I don't want to work on implementation. And especially when it comes to your first consulting job,
Okay.
right? Maybe it might be possible if you are there in the organization from last 2 or 4 years and now you want to make a switch and then you are asking, no, I don't want implementation. I want to work in a support project. But in a starting, when we are looking for our first entry, so I think 99% says yes for every kind of a project.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the
welcome. Welcome, Mahesh. Thanks for joining. Anyone else? Anusha, Akshay, Shalini,
What
Arushi?
will be the timings of the classes? So,
Okay. It is going to be in the morning. I have few slots which is available, and I think one slot in afternoon. Okay. Anyone
morning,
else?
like at what time? Like,
Morning, I have 7 to 8. I have, and then I'll be having around 7 to 8, and 8 to 9.
okay.
Anyone else? Okay, guys. Thanks for being such a lovely audience and for bearing me. And you can connect me or Gurpreet them at any point of time. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great time. Bye. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.